This is the Global Economic Commodities Scrap Metal and Recycling Report by our Bentley Roll-Off Trailers and Gondola Trailers Scrap Haulers, March 7th, 2022. U.S. weekly crude steel production fell to 1.755 million tons on good demand but growing imports. WTI crude oil price jumped to $115.68 a barrel on supply disruptions as companies reduced buying Russian oil. U.S. weekly oil production remained steady at 11.6 million barrels per day, down 1.5 million from pre-COVID. Low supply is bringing high prices, and oil company cash flows are at record levels. U.S. weekly imports of Russian oil averaged about 0.08 million barrels per day in February. It's a real number, but actually very low. Russian imports were zero for about 7 years, but restarted in October 2020. The U.S. weekly oil rig count fell to 519. High oil prices should bring more rigs online. Scrap steel number one, HMS price rose to about $440 gross ton, with the price still settling. There is good demand as bad weather hurts supply. Hot rolled coil steel price rose to $52.75 per hundredweight, which is $1,000.56 a ton, and this was on higher scrap, coal, and other higher energy prices. Copper price jumped to $4.92 a pound, a record high on worries of supply disruptions while demand is high. Chile, the largest producer, had its lowest January output since 2011. Aluminum price jumped to $1.75 a pound, which is $38.57 a metric ton, again a new record. This was on supply disruptions to and from Russia, which is 6% of global production. U.S. January goods trade deficit. It widened to $107.6 billion, a new record. Capital goods and vehicles led imports, and exports of consumer goods and vehicles fell. The total was down 1.8% from December. Decades of poor public policy show no signs of reversing. U.S. February new jobs report added 678,000 new jobs, the most in 11 months. There was widespread growth led by leisure and hospitality. U.S. February unemployment rate fell to 3.8%, a new pandemic low. The number of unemployed fell 243,000 to 6.27 million. U.S. February labor force participation rate. This is people 16 years old or older looking for work or are working. It rose slightly to 62.3, so 37.7% of people 16 years old or older are either not working and not even looking for work. U.S. February market U.S. Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index. It was revised lower to 57.3, but it's still very high. There was a stronger upturn in manufacturing with higher output and new orders. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average. It fell 444 points to 33,615 on the very good jobs report, but hot inflation, which may get worse. The U.S. Federal Reserve said they will raise interest rates 0.25% in March to slow the economy. Roll-off parts and lugger parts for sale for trucks and trailers. Galbraith, Galfab, Dragon, American, Palfinger, and more. Buy at our online parts store or call 734-722-8100. We have rollers, tarps, shivs, cables, cylinders, valves, and more. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.